Hi everyone, and welcome to Lowbone Bobo's gaming channel. This is Battlemania Daiginjou. Now, this is a horizontally scrolling shooter, released by Vic Takai Company in 1993. If you would like to play this game, you'll need a Sega Megadrive, or something to that effect. Also, epilepsy warning now. This game, as far as I know, was only released in Japan and is a sequel to Battlemania, which was released worldwide under the name of Troubleshooter in English-speaking territories. Why would anybody like to play a game like this? For that, we will need to look at the fundamentals. Excellent music and very characteristically Sega Megadrive. Now you might agree that the same thing can be said for the graphics. They're not half bad, if you ask me. Gameplay-wise, this title of course benefits from blast processing, but you know that already. So it's fast and responsive, like Sega games tend to be. And if you like 2D shooters, that should be enough to excite you already. If you like your slowdown, go play your Super Nintendo. This is a case of Sega does what Nintendo don't. I'm certainly no expert, but I'd say this is not a bullet hell shooter. Coupled with the smooth, precise controls and 3 available difficulty settings, you've got a good case that this is a good shooter game for beginners. And look, to the top right corner of the screen, there's a health bar, or health dots, I should probably say. These can be replenished by picking up heart icons, and of course, you lose a dot of health by being hit. To the left of the health dots is a charge meter. This is the charge for your special shot, which will become your best friend in the world. Now, you've got 3 buttons to manage in this game: shoot, turn, and special shot, or bomb, as some might say. The turning button turns the fire of your secondary character from left to right, which is handy, and more than a bit like Forgotten Worlds. And there are multi-staged bosses and mini-bosses to every level. Who doesn't like bosses, apart from people who don't like bosses? Well, I do, and I hope you agree, because they're in this game. Luckily, turbo is on by default, so your controller won't be shaking from quick button presses as you're trying to navigate between the obstacles. Did I mention the cutscenes? Well, there are a few of them. So, I hope you like the style. I suppose it breaks up the pace of the super electric violence. There's a lot of that in this game. Speaking of your arsenal of weapons, you have a selection between several different kinds of special shots at the beginning of each level. So, there is a bit of replayability there, and the main focus of each level is different. Some are all about the shooting, some are more about the dodging, and some scroll vertically as well as horizontally. Pattern recognition and quick reflexes are the way to succeed. But you knew that already, didn't you? Also, you must always dodge big veiny feet. I suppose that's true for real life as well. So, if you're looking for a smooth, easy to pick up shooter, you can't go wrong with Battlemania. The real issue is the Japan-only release. It is easy to assume that the first game was not to the taste of Westerners, and probably did not sell particularly well. Not over here at least, so we did not get the sequel. Make of that what you will. Admittedly, I've not spent a great deal of time with this game. So many games, so little time. Enter the charms of retro shooters. Easy to pick up, but difficult to master. And for this particular one, we'll get into the groove in no time. Just expect a few failures to begin with. But I think you knew that already. If you're here watching this video, the story makes about as much sense as you'd hope. The following is taken from Hardcore 101 Gaming website. The villain of the first game, Morgstein, known as Blackball in Troubleshooter, is back from the dead. Impressed with Mania's appetite for destruction, he attempts to abduct her to transplant her brain into the computer system of a massive tank he has created in hopes of making it the ultimate weapon. I suppose it's all in a day's work for the girls of Battlemania. The internet tells me that you can fire in many more directions than this video shows, which sounds a lot like Gradius 5 and should add some of that so-called replay value. But there was no time for such indulgences when this video was made. Should you be displeased with this video in any way, you may talk to the hands or leave a comment. It's essentially the same thing. I cannot begin to tell you how much your approval and your feedback means to me. Seriously though, If you like shooters, here's a good one. It might not satisfy the purist hardcore difficulty type, but its charms and design more than make up for that. They just don't make them like this anymore. It's hard to view this game than anything other than a success, apart from the whole money-making side of things. I suppose it's not the type of game that would sell well to Western audiences in the 90s. It's a tiny bit too quirky. Ironically, it would probably do quite well now, if there was a way to get your hands on it. The prequel, which you are now watching, should, however, be more readily available, and perhaps there is a way of playing these games by other means. Generally, Battlemania 1 is a little bit slower, a little bit stiffer, and doesn't have as rocking music as the sequel. Still a great game in its own right, but come on, you can see for yourself, or play for yourself, make up your own mind. I've said more than enough, so please, you don't have to like this video, you don't have to subscribe, and you certainly don't need to push any sort of strange icon. I really do not care. Just leave me and my channel alone, please. Thank you very much. Bye now. Still here? You can leave. It's fine. Really. Thank you very much. Cheerio.